Hi guys, welcome to Garden on a Hill, where we talk about easy home gardening. My name is Vin, and in this channel we talk about what things make our life easier in the garden. In today's episode, pause, coffee break, it's cold. We're going to talk about the red tip Photinia screen that's behind me. It looks dark right now, but this is an extremely beautiful screening element that has dark green leaves with red tips, which are the new leaves that form out of it. Unfortunately, it is infamous for the leaf spot disease. It also happens in Indian hawthorns. So what happens is a fungus comes from the ground, goes up to the plant, and then attacks the new leaves or sometimes the existing old leaves, and then it becomes spotty and then it falls. So this is part 2 of the video that I made last March 2020. I'm going to put a link up here. So previously, this was about a 35 foot tall red tip Photinia. We cut it down to 3 foot. I want to keep it and rejuvenated it. It did rejuvenate to a hedge, which is great. Look at that video right here. But then, 6 months, I haven't paid any attention to it, and it's terrible. It has a lot of leaf spot disease. So I want to advise you, if you ever want a screening element plant, do not use this, because it has been heavily used in the 80s, and the leaf spot disease basically went through all the Indian hawthorns, the red tips. A lot more plants have it, so it's very predominant. If you're planning to plant this, there will be a constant reminder that you have to maintain or control that leaf spot disease. But anyway, that is going to be this video, so let's go ahead and take a closer look at this and how it's going. Okay. So this is it right here, and I'm sure you have this bush if you had purchased a home that's in the 80s, because it was pretty predominant, or even later, but a lot of people still use this, and I just want to show you why not to use this, because it is terrible. It has all these leaf spot diseased leaves, and it comes everywhere in the plant. Let me flip it so you can see it. It did rejuvenate from a 30-foot tall tree to this screening bush. It serves a purpose, but then again, the leaf spot disease keeps coming back. So let me flip the camera so you can see. Look at this. All the leaves are just heavily infected, and it is amazing how it still survives, and it will survive without leaves, because every single spring it just shoots new red tips. But you can see all these leaves after 6 months of not spraying anything. It's just filled with the leaf spot. So I'm going to treat this now, because as you can see, it lost all its leaves at the top, and you see the new red tips coming out. But you also see the leaf spot. It's very invasive, so I want to treat this now, because before it gets any worse, if it's not already worse, and it quickly rejuvenates. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it, and things that you need to do before you do this is make sure you have some of the tools that I have, because it's going to make your life easier. The first thing you want to do is to make sure that you cut all of the stems out and the leaves out as much as you can, and you shape the plant with your hedge trimmer the way you want it to be shaped. My rule is just, if you want it to be 6 foot, cut it down to 5 foot. It'll grow really quickly. That 1 foot will be gained throughout the season really quickly, especially in the summer. Now before you cut it, make sure you spray alcohol on your hedge trimmer. I know it's not the best thing for the hedge trimmer because it may rust it. You can put oil after, but you don't want to spread the leaf spot disease from one plant to another. So put an alcohol on it, or a rubbing alcohol, a sanitizer on the hedge trimmer. Spray some on the blade before you start, and also spray some after, so you don't spread it to your other plants. The second thing you want to do is to make sure all the trimmings that you collected, you pick it all up and haul it off the property or burn it on site, because the leaf spot fungus comes from the ground. It actually comes from the leaves that are down in the ground, and then when it rains, it splatters up to the base of the plant, and then it crawls up from there. That's what causes it. So what I try to do actually is keep as much openness and airiness at the bottom. Enough so you can see your neighbor's foot but not their body. But that helps so the leaf spot disease doesn't go up the plant. So make sure all your trimmings are hauled off. Maybe you can compost it, maybe you can cut it into little pieces, haul it off further away from your red tips. Better if you can burn it. If you don't want to burn it, you can compost it. That would be the second one. And the third one would be spraying it. And I will show you a detailed method how I spray this. My spraying method is also on my videos part 1, which the link is again here, but I'm gonna do a shorter version of that, an easier way to follow how I spray now, because I kind of changed it. So the next steps is now for you to spray the hedge, and I'm using a non-organic fungicide. It's called Immunox. It's right here. It looks like a black bottle. I've also used Daconil. You can use either or. The simplest way I've learned how to do it to control that is 2 capfuls of this into your pump sprayer. You can use a regular 1 gallon pump sprayer. I also bought a Ryobi one. A Ryobi, it's like an $80 small sprayer because I keep spraying this. But ever since then, I've upgraded to a much bigger one. But anyway, put 2 capfuls here. The instruction says 2 tablespoons to a gallon of water. And then do that every 10 days. On the first month, you'll see the result come through and it'll be good. So let's go ahead and spray this. Don't forget to spray the ground because the fungus is coming from the ground in the base of the tree. So that is how I control the leaf spot disease in the red tip bushes. What you're going to do is spray it every 10 days. Put a reminder on your phone every 10 days for 2 months or 3 months, and it should wipe it out. I think 2 months should do it. Once you see the new sprouts and it doesn't have any more leaf spots on it, you have controlled it. It will never go away, unfortunately. That's the nature of that plant. And then what you do after that, if you have a regular schedule, just spray it monthly, just a little spray just to control that area, and then scrape all the leaves as much as you can. It's going to be a maintenance. That it is what it is. So I do want to let you know that that's going to be the reality for this bush. And then what's going to happen is, if you do end up like me, not doing it for 6 months, you just have to drastically cut it back again and spray, do it all over again. It's just a cycle. That is it. The sun is about to set. It's beaming in my eyes, and that is how the episode goes for today. I'll see you later on the next episodes. Don't forget to subscribe. I forgot to say, subscribe, click that bell button, hit that like button, share this video. Thank you.